Alright, so I've had several people ask for a walk around, ask questions, comments, all kinds of things about this truck. So I'll make a video on it. First, I'll give you a little backstory on it. I've had this truck about 8 or 9 years now, something like that. It is a 95 F150, short bed, single cab, obviously. We did a bullnose front clip swap on it. That was more or less an experimental thing, and well, fits well. I mean, the colors don't match, but whatever. It is a 306 cylinder manual transmission, 4-wheel drive, much like this rig back here. And I just recently put a 6-inch lift and 38.5 boggers on it. These were on my Ranger, but I mounted them on these rims, and they do fit really well. They don't really rub. If I tuck tire really hard and turn, they will hit right there. This was rusted out, so I just cut that off. First, let me get into the hood. So this thing's beat up. It's a piece of shit. Yeah, I paid $400 for it like 8 years ago, and I just don't want to give it up just yet. I primarily use it in the woods around here because we have 12 acres of land, so I mean, plenty of places to play with it. It was fuel injected and all that, you know, and so there were some problems with it's got a really bad wiring issue with the lights. It couldn't get power to the fuel pump, and even then it needed a fuel tank, a fuel pump, the lines, 6 injectors. I mean, it just needed so much. And me messing with these little small engines, mud motors, I was like, I wonder if I can get it to run on 2 little 34 millimeter carburetors. So I bought 2 of them. These things are stupid cheap on Amazon. And I bought the silicone adapters for the throttle body. These are 2-inch to 1.5 inch. 1.5 inch. Yeah. I gutted the throttle body, took everything out of it, and I just put a zip tie here to hold this in there because this rod will come out. As you can see, it works. It's a little finicky, it's a little funny. The biggest downside is when you floor it, it dies, or it tries to die. But if you like kind of gradually go to the floor with it, it'll rev up and it'll red line just fine. So I mean, whatever. I don't know how many miles are on this thing. I think it's got like 190, something like that. Don't know, don't really care. Low pressure fuel pump. This is one of the 2.5 to 4 PSI pumps. And let's see, yeah, I run it back here. It's running off a boat gas tank. Got rid of the factory gas tank and I put one of these in there. Held down by the finest securement techniques. Might do something a little better with that at one point, but the bed was, actually you can see the bed on the other side of the blue truck, but problem is it is a arrow nose bed, which as you can see on that truck, see how the arches are, and see the bull nose is different. Plus I wanted to build a flatbed because I thought it was cool. I built this out of just shit that I had laying around the house. Like, I didn't spend any money on it. The only thing I bought was these from Harbor Freight, and those are like $1 for 2 of them, so that's pretty cool. Trying to think, I made that was just kind of something I threw together to work. It does work. I might do something different at some point. Oh, somebody asked about the radiator in this thing. So this is an arrow nose radiator. I it's kind of made a bracket to work, and then I just ran some self-tappers in here. I think this truck was wrecked at some point, or well, this front clip was wrecked. Oh, nice and minty. Hood latch works like factory. And battery tray works like factory. This does have a smog pump delete. Smog pump, EGR, and catalytic converter delete, because it's off-road use only. Fuck you, California. Let's see, I got a shorter belt. Can't remember the part number right offhand. If somebody wants to know, ask me in the comments and I'll post a comment with that part number. I think that's about it under the hood. Everything else is stock. I mean, there's nothing fancy about it. It does burn a little oil. It does leak a little bit of coolant, but I mean, whatever. It's a $400 truck. $400 truck with a heater, AC, and a title, so can't really bitch about that. Just recently, once I got it running, I started, throwing some parts at it. The 6-inch lift, which was actually on this truck back when it was a TTB front end before I did the solid axle. I just stole the parts. I still had the stuff. I'm gonna do a steering stabilizer at some point. Pretty much all those parts are new. They're just used. They weren't used very much. I had to buy a pitman arm because I had to leave the pitman arm on that thing. So, yeah. Oh, and these are 15 by 10. I don't know the offset, but like I said before, 38.5 boggers. Had to swap the lockout hubs over. I've got another front TTB axle over there. I swapped some stuff over. I had to spin the drive shaft around too. I'm not 100% sure if this is the correct way, but this is the way I've always done it. The slip yoke, as you can see, is up there by the transfer case. I like it being like that because most trucks I've seen, it has it the other way around, where the slip yoke is up here by the diff. But I feel like it clears the cross member better because it is really close. That thing's even closer, and I still got a stock cross member. Trying to think. 355 gears. It pushes these 38.5s just fine. I don't have it on the road just yet. Like I said, I've got to do some light wiring. I'm just going to completely redo the lights and run everything to switches. And I got to do that. Might have to tweak the front end alignment just a little bit, but I think it's pretty close to being good. That's about it. I mean, nothing else really special about this thing. It's an old beat up ass farm truck. That's where it's got its name from. If you ever hear me calling it farm truck, this is farm truck. That's blue truck. That's just what I named them. Just got some carnage from some trees. We've been having a little too much fun with it. I think that I did put a new grill in. That's another thing I forgot to mention. I got this grill for 20 bucks at a freaking salvage yard. Thought that was pretty cool. Got to get one of these fellas right here. This that guy. I'm getting new turn signal lights, but I need to replace this one. I'm gonna get a new one of those. I'm gonna redo all the lights on it, and should be about it. But yeah, if anybody has any comments, questions, thoughts, hate comments, love those. Those are great. Don't give a shit. Any questions, comments, or wonders, just leave one down below and I'll try to answer them the best I can.